Let's talk about a country that truly sits at the crossroads of the world, right between Europe and Asia. It's a place that, honestly, a lot of people overlook, but it's packed with ancient history, huge energy reserves, and really complex conflict. We're talking about Azerbaijan.
And this, right here, this visual, really tells the whole story. On one side, you have these ancient fire temples, which point to this deep, almost mystical past. And on the other, the super-modern flame towers in the capital, Baku, a monument built on oil money. This tension, this contrast between the ancient and the brand new, is absolutely key to understanding Azerbaijan.
So, to really get a handle on the country today, we've got to go back. We have to figure out where its famous nickname comes from. So, let's dig in and find out why they call it the Land of Fire.
Okay, so this isn't just some cool marketing slogan. The name has deep historical roots. For thousands of years, natural gas has literally seeped out of the ground here and just burned. These eternal flames gave rise to Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest religions, where fire is seen as this sacred divine symbol. So yeah, this is where it all started.
But here's the thing. This isn't just some dusty history lesson. That deep connection to fire is a living, breathing concept in Azerbaijan today. It directly shapes everything from their national brand and how they market themselves to tourists, all the way to their most famous modern buildings. The past is never really past here.
Now, how do we get from ancient flames to the nation we know today? Well, let's look at the powerful forces, both massive empires and a very valuable resource that literally forged the modern state of Azerbaijan. This timeline is basically the highlight reel. For centuries, Azerbaijan was caught between the huge Persian and Ottoman empires. Then, in the late 19th century, everything changed. I'm talking about the first oil boom. That was followed by a 70-year chapter as part of the Soviet Union, right up until it finally gained its independence in 1991. Every single one of these layers left a huge mark.
And this moment right here, this was the pivotal turning point. The discovery of oil put Azerbaijan's capital, Baku, on the global map. Seriously, its oil fields became so critical that they were a strategic prize for world powers during both World War I and World War II.
And of course, you absolutely cannot understand modern Azerbaijan without talking about the Soviet era. This period totally reshaped the country's foundations. We're talking everything from its schools and roads to its entire political system. This legacy really set the stage for all the challenges and opportunities Azerbaijan would face after it became independent.
Which brings us right up to the present day. Let's connect that long history of oil to the absolutely vital role Azerbaijan plays right now in the global energy market and how that impacts geopolitics for all of us.
Today, Azerbaijan's economy runs on oil and gas exports. They have these incredibly strategic pipelines that snake their way from the Caspian Sea directly to Europe. This makes the country a key player in Europe's energy security. By offering another source of energy, it helps make sure no single country has too much power over the continent's supply. And that, in turn, makes Azerbaijan a really important strategic partner for the United States and its allies.
But you know, a country is so much more than its resources. So let's shift gears. Let's move away from geopolitics and zoom in on the people, the culture, and the single most defining challenge that shapes this nation from the inside out.
This right here is one of the most interesting things about Azerbaijani society. It's a Muslim-majority country, for sure, but its government and public life are, for the most part, secular. This balancing act, this coexistence of deep religious heritage with a modern secular state, is a huge part of its identity.
So what does it actually feel like to be there? Well, the culture is just incredibly rich. You've got these deep, beautiful traditions in music and poetry. Hospitality is a massive deal. It's a cornerstone of the culture. And the food is fantastic. Think delicious rice, grilled meats, and lots of tea. It's this amazing blend of old-school traditional values and fast-paced modern life. But running underneath all of that rich culture is a very deep, very painful wound. We have to ask the question, what is the conflict that has defined this entire region for decades?
And the answer is the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict with neighboring Armenia. This is not a new issue. It is a long, tragic dispute with incredibly deep historical roots that has exploded into multiple wars. It's caused immense suffering and forced hundreds of thousands of people from their homes. Recent fighting has dramatically redrawn the map, but the tensions are still there.
It's just a powerful and honestly somber reminder of how unresolved history can directly shape modern geopolitics and, more importantly, the real lives of everyone in the region.
Okay, let's tie all of this together. We've talked about ancient fire, empires, oil, and conflict. So why does this nation, this crossroads of continents, really matter? Let's break down the key takeaways. I think the first huge lesson here is one we've seen again and again. Azerbaijan is this living, breathing example of how a country can embody its ancient past and a hyper-modern future all at once. The fire temples and the flame towers, they exist side by side.
So, what should you really walk away with? 3 things. First, natural resources like oil bring incredible opportunity, but they also bring a ton of political complexity. Second, Azerbaijan is a crucial piece in the global energy security puzzle, especially for Europe. And finally, its story is a perfect example of how so many of our big global issues today are rooted in deep history, a sense of identity, and just plain old geography.
And that leaves us with this final, really important question. It's the central challenge for Azerbaijan, but also for so many other nations. How do you balance a deep, ancient identity with the powerful, often overwhelming pressures of modern energy and global politics? That is the tightrope this country has to walk, every single day.